Hey Groovers, so I've picked up Biscuit. Hey Bubba girl. Poor little thing looks, hey darling. Poor little girl looks a little bit shell shocked, and she's like, I've picked her up and she's like, really? The first thing you're gonna do is stick your bloody camera in my face? Welcome to the Traces of Nuts channel. I'm Tori. I've got very precious cargo. When you come in, if you want to go back to the start, did you see Biscuit? Hey, baby. She's very mellow. She hasn't. Hi, Raven. So excited. My baby girl. We're now heading home. Well, no, not quite home. I saw a comment from Will the Rocker right before I ended my live. He was saying, "Oh no, why is she going off to see a vet?" Well, she's still not at the vet that I just spoke to. She's still not up to her. And welcome to my channel. Anyway, for those of you who don't know what's going on, I've just picked up my baby girl from the vet, the emergency vet centre. RVEC it's called, and they're incredible. AHVEC. The bill was half of what I was expecting to pay, but I'm not going to get too excited because I know that I know there's still another possible night at the vet down where we live. Good girl. She's so cute. She puts her paw through the little gate on her carrier, and when I was taking her in, I kept patting it and like just running my finger on it really gently, and she'd pull it back in. She's like, no, this is how I'm cruising in the car. I'm not asking you to give me any love or attention. Hey Shanna, thank you for your beautiful message. Thanks to everyone for messages and stuff. I had to have a day off social media yesterday. I just couldn't handle it. As some of you know, I went live yesterday. I was just like, I'm actually going to look after me. I've been caring for a lot of people for a long time. I mean, I'm a carer anyway, but with being there dying, and then all of the birdie stuff, and so yeah, I was just so emotionally drained, and I needed to look after me. But I really appreciate messages and stuff that came in from people. It was really lovely. But I feel better for having that downtime. I needed it, and really needed it, and just eating some healthy food, and been running around delivering food because I've been worrying that all of my friends, like Bertie's partner, haven't been eating well, and then completely ate shit myself. All of that sort of stuff. There's that cycle you get into that you can't get out of. Some of my friends have got some really fun and exciting things going on in their lives at the moment, and I was enjoying them as a break. But I also got to a point where I was like, actually, you have just got to take some time out from all of this. Like, the world will keep turning if Tori's off the radar for a day. When you're stressed and anxious, even the most innocent comment from someone can make you feel devastated. Or if it's someone who's all about them and you're like, my world's falling apart right now and I'm really broken, and you kind of need to lean on somebody else right now because I just have run out of everything. You did survive, Morgan. Welcome to anyone coming in, and sorry I don't get to say hello to all of you individually, but I wanted to go live again because I've got Biscuit with me, and we're now going to go back home. Not to my home. We're going to go to the vet down where we live. But I noticed that Will made a comment, and I just wanted to explain to him that if he comes back in, that she's been at an after-hours emergency vet, but they don't keep animals there long-term because they literally are for after hours, and they won't release animals until they're well enough to be taken either home or to their local vet. Hey, Scout. But no, I did have, to answer someone's question, I did have some me time. I needed it. And when people are messaging you, you feel like you need to respond. And, half a day goes by and you're still responding to shit on Messenger and Facebook. And then it's like, fuck, half the day's gone and I'm exhausted. And I'm reassuring everyone else that everything's okay and she's going to be fine. And it just, it's a vicious circle, really. It is good news, Punish Dad. Good to see you, mate. Pardon me. My beautiful Biscuit is sitting on the passenger seat in her carrier next to me. She hasn't made a peep and she hates going in the car. It's like I've got a new cat. She's got both of the, I don't know what you call them, but the needles that are stuck in you when you put on drips. She's still got two of them in her legs because when we get to the vet down where I live, she'll be hooked back up to fluids. But the vet at Arvik just said to me that she reckons, like, although Biscuit's levels aren't quite up to where they should be, she reckons she might be well enough to come home tonight. So, cannula, that's it. Thank you. So, with a bit of luck, send out good vibes. I'd really love her to be able to come home tonight. I'm going to go over the bridge in a minute, Biscuit. Big bridge. She's so cute. She's just lying down she's not lying on her side anymore. She's just lying down like a sphinx, looking at the front, checking all the traffic, and there's little slits in the side. She can look across and see me, but she likes to be able to look at. She can see over the dashboard. But yeah, fingers crossed she can come home because I'd love that. I'd love to have her home tonight. I know she'd love to be home tonight too. She's not a fan of vets at the best of times, so but she's been really good eating her food, drinking water, using a little litter tray. Like, everything's going really well. We're just transporting her from one vet to another at the moment. I could have paid for the animal ambulance to take her down to the vet, and it was actually pulling up when I was leaving just then. But I wanted to see her. And spend a little bit of time with her before she goes to the next vet. The vet that she's going to, they're fantastic. All vets are fantastic, in my experience. Thanks, Raven. Thank you for filling everyone in. So obviously I'm a little bit focused at the moment on the bridge and the morning traffic, and I definitely can't read chat much on this drive. So weird going over the bridge at this hour of the morning, because usually, like, during the day, there's 3 lanes going out of the city and 2 lanes going in. But because it's Monday morning, the 3 lanes go in the other way. But it's very rare for me to be driving over the bridge in this direction in the morning. I'm usually on the other side of the road. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. Luckily, I didn't go, I'll go in the middle lane. That would have been really bad. But yeah, thank you all for your love and support. I really do appreciate it. I hope you know what I meant too about the when you feel obligated to respond to messages, and then half the day's gone, and you've reassured everybody else that she's going to be fine, and she is. She's doing incredibly well. But then you're like, fuck, I actually just need to have some downtime, and I really did. I haven't stopped since Birdie's funeral, and that was really, really sad and also stressful doing her eulogy and trying to hold everyone else's hands through that. And, so I was kind of about to flop. Then I went straight back to my new job, my second week. I had a day in between, but I was really looking forward to having Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at home with Biscuit, and then poor little Vicky went downhill. So it's just been one thing after another. Hey, old woman. We've got identical weather today, Morgan. Yeah, although it's 15 degrees Celsius here. I don't know what the temperature is where you are, babes, but I reckon it's a bit different. But it probably looks the same. It's a perfect day to be at home, but I really would love Bea to be home tonight. Be nice just to settle her in, and be nice for her to be home. And we're going back to Dodgers, Bubs, but not home. Oh, bless her, she's lying down. She's having a little snooze. The fact that she's not making any noise is very rare. She's not a vocal cat unless we're in the car. I feel in a way me going live and me just chatting is probably comforting for her. You're a good girl. You're a good girl, Biscuit. I'm so happy to have you with me, baby. I missed you. Isn't it horrible when your pet's sick? And I mean, some of you have got lots of animals, but I mean, it's just me and Biscuit that live at my house. So her not being there, it's very quiet. Like I was even missing the sound of her scratching around in the litter tray. There's a noise that it makes when she's digging. It's the same temperature, but is it 15 Fahrenheit for you? Or is it the same temperature? That's crazy, hey? So you're having a warm day. It's not cold here, though. Morgan's in the tropics, man. She knows what she's doing. I am driving a little bit slower. It's only 7:35, and the vet that we're going to down at my place, they don't open until 8:30. I'm actually going to stop in Sorel and get some breakfast and a coffee, and I'm also going to go to Guns and Smokes. Biscuit's very chilled out, and I don't think she'll be distressed if I disappear momentarily. Just to kill a bit of time till we get down there, but also, pardon me, I'm starting to get quite hungry. This shit can stop. You mean your shitty weather? -29. Fucking hell. That shit can stop. Hey, Biscuit. I missed you. I love you. I'm so glad I picked her up, honestly. Just to have this little bit of time with her before she gets to the next bed is really special. We'll sit outside the bed and catch up, and I'll get all of the news. Hey, baby girl. I'm just happy that her head is up, back where it should be. It's not looking down anymore. That's so exciting. I bet for her it must be too, because I'm certain when I was watching her and she couldn't lift up her head, like she looked like she knew something was wrong, like the look on her face, and she was really trying. For anyone that's just joining, we're on the way home with Biscuit. Well, I'm on the way back to where we live, but she's going to be spending the day at the vet down there. She's still not 100% where she should be, but she's improved significantly. So fingers crossed she's just got to spend the day there on the fluids and she can come home with me tonight. I really would love her home tonight, like 3 nights away from home. Too long. My heart goes out to people though who have pets that, yeah, I'd be concerned too. If I couldn't live my she did, but she sort of looked like her face looked like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Yeah, I really feel for people who have pets that, like a friend of mine, her cat George has been very sick and in and out of beds for the last month and, has probably spent 3/4 of the last month away from home and, she's got a partner and another cat and, it's been horrible. But when it's just 2 of you, it's just you and a little animal in a house and the animal's not there, it's so different and so quiet. And mind you, I made the most of it because there's a lot of jobs I had to do around the house that with Biscuit home, I've got to keep an eye on her. And not that she is busting to get out the door and escape, but she's curious. And we do go out the front sometimes on her little harness and lead. But I can't leave doors wide open when I'm carrying big things in and out of the house and stuff like that. So yesterday and today, while she's not there, I'll get all of those jobs done. Like there's a few things from the deck I need to take down over the house for hard rubbish, and it's so much easier to do that when she's not there, I've discovered. So Biscuit's 10, old woman. She turned 10 in November. She's a baby girl. Hi, gorgeous. She's just looking at me through the big eyes. Hey, Vivian, how you doing, gorgeous? I know it's hard to hear. I'm on a highway. There's nothing I can do about it. Sorry. Just know that I've got Biscuit with me and we're heading down to her usual vet for a day on fluids, and with luck, she's coming home tonight. But yeah, I can't do much about the sound. I'm sort of going to stop doing so many driving lives because people comment that it's hard to hear, but there's nothing I can really do. I mean, unless my phone is like, maybe I haven't turned the volume up on my phone. I turned it off when I went to the bed, but I didn't think about that. Oops. You may not be able to hear me at all. I know some people have commented that you must be able to hear something. I'll turn the volume up when I get to Sorrel. Honey, Shad, you've got 3 6-month. How cute. I wish I'd known Biscuit as a kitten. I've got photos of her as a kitten. One good thing about living on a little island, not that everybody knows everybody, but when I rescued her, weirdly, my friend Shannon, who was in here before on the way into town, who's a mod in my Facebook community, will remember there was a mod called Fleur it's a child-free group, and she didn't think she could have kids. Anyway, she got pregnant, so she was no longer, oh, you can hear me? Cool, thank you. One thing I can't worry about when I'm driving, I just have to deal with whatever it is what we've got to work with. But yeah, so Fleur actually got pregnant, so she left the group. She was like, well, I can't be a moderator in a child-free group when I'm pregnant. But it turns out she was Biscuit's original owner. And then, I won't go into that story now, but it was a messy divorce, and Fleur wasn't able to have Biscuit where she lived, and her husband said, he'd keep Biscuit, and then Biscuit got surrendered. It was horrible. But anyway, and then she was rescued for the second time. They had her for about 4 years. Then a woman called Sheila, who had a 100-acre farm, adopted B. And unfortunately, she got dementia and was eventually put into permanent care. So one of her carers who had promised to look after Biscuit took her to her home, and she already had cats and dogs, and Biscuit bullied all of them. And Lexi tried and tried and tried and tried everything, and it just didn't work. And she cried for a week when she had to surrender Biscuit back to 10 lives. And she lived with that guilt. She said to me, I promised Sheila that I'd look after her. And I said, you did the right thing, though. Like, you tried, and when it's not working, you did the right thing. You took her back to 10 lives where she would be, you know, hopefully adopted again. You didn't take her out to the bush and abandon her or do anything horrible like that. So anyway, Biscuit was 12 kilos when she was surrendered that time because Sheila fed her a lot of barbecue chicken, and she was a chonk. So 10 lives weren't going to put her up to be rescued or adopted while she was so big. So they put her on a very strict diet and got her down to 9 kilos and then put her up to be rescued. But because she was 9 years old, people don't want older cats. But as it turns out, I was looking for an older cat because I think giving an older cat the best medical treatment and best life for however long they've got left is a blessing. Plus, I wanted a tabby, and she's a tabby. And her name's Biscuit, which made me smile. And the next thing you know, 11 months after she was surrendered, she came home with me. And she's been the best little buddy. I'd never lived with debilitating anxiety before, and then I had a horrible experience that essentially led to that with adrenal burnout. Oh, keep raining. We've got to fill up the tanks. I'm going to be doing a lot of washing when I get home. I'm on a water tank at my house. We don't have mains water, so when it rains, you do as much washing as you can because you don't want your tank to overflow. It's raining, Biscuit. Biscuit would be bummed. She loves it. If we were at home right now, she'd be out on the deck getting absolutely drenched and then running inside and getting a warm towel and a rub down from me. And then when she's dry and fluffy, she would run back outside and do it again. Oh, was your pug a little chonk as well? But yeah, she's been an amazing therapy cat. Haven't you, Biscuit? You held my hand through so much. Even with being there dying and then Birdie dying, just having a little animal that's tuned into your emotions. And, you know, not that I've been moping around the house and bawling my eyes out, but they know to be gentle. Because she's a feisty little girl. She's got a lot of pep in her. But she's been such a little smooch. But that might also have been because she was starting to feel sick herself now that I think about it. But I'm looking forward to her being home and getting her little bouncy self back because she's one of those animals that cracks you up constantly. She's so funny. And I'm sure she does things deliberately to make me laugh. If she's not doing it deliberately, she is a natural comedian, I swear to God. Your baby was pretty much a potato. Well, pugs are anyway, aren't they, really? But I know you miss him too. And he was such a sweet little floofy chonk, chonky floof. And you, Vivian, you might be writing one sentence in several places. I can't read chat, obviously, when I'm driving much. But look at us now, guys. We're on the free lane. Look at everyone heading into town to go to work. Sucker, 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 sucker. Don't you love going against the traffic? Oh, isn't it a great feeling? Biscuit, we're going home, Bubba. She'll get excited when I turn into Dodgers because you can smell the ocean and the beach. And in the past, when I first rescued her, I used to have to drive her all the way into town for her vet appointments. Part of me adopting her with her health issues, they were like, we'll cover the vet costs, which was really lovely. But after a while, I just went, the distress of being in the car with her for an hour and a bit, for her being in the car I'm actually going to start paying for the vet down where I live because I just didn't like the trauma of having to take. And she used to have to go to town once a month for injections. It was a lot, you know. So chunky floofs, chunky floofs are the best floofs. So I made the decision to take on the cost of vet bills because I just thought, well, I knew how traumatic being in the car for that long every time was for her and me. It wasn't great, especially one time when it was like 40 degrees and we got stuck on the bridge because there was an accident and she needed a poop in her thing and I was crying and I was crying. It was like, nah. So I made the call to move her to the vet down here to spare us both any really unnecessary trauma. But I'll open the window a bit when we get down to the turn off into Dodgers because when I used to bring her home, she would be crying and crying and crying, and then she could smell the beach and her little head would lift up and she'd be sniffing the air and she would relax. She knew she was nearly home. She's such a good little beach cat. You have, Vivian. You're one of my OGs, Stars. You're one of my OGs. You've been on my channel since 2018. Doesn't time fly though? I mean, it flies anyway, but on YouTube, it's like, fuck. It's sort of like a day on YouTube's like a week in real life. Pretty sad about all the crap that's happening on YouTube with friends all falling apart over this Diane's channel thing. It's like, you know, I love a train wreck and I was loving the suspense and waiting for Diane to speak and all of that. But, you know, the collateral damage and now all the people who are fighting and friendships are falling apart. And, you know, at the end of the day, Diane should have been held responsible. She should have done the right thing. And then everyone could have moved on. But now you've got all of these YouTube friendships falling apart and it's fucking awful. Okay, I'm heading into Banjo's. I'm going to grab me a coffee and something to eat. We're actually doing well. It's 10 to 8, so by the time I get down to the bed, it will be almost 8:30. I love Biscuit too. We all do. Vicky, I'm just going to get a coffee and some food. Now, you be a good girl. You okay? I'm glad you're talking. You can talk to everyone on YouTube for a minute. I won't be long, Bubba. Good girl. It's a shame none of you can talk through the screen at her and say, we love you, Biscuit. I'll be back in a minute, Mugs. Hey, Papa. What did you do? We won't tell Tori. Tell us all the secrets. Did she make any noises at all? I know I didn't get a hot coffee because I know that the service in there can be a bit slow at this time of the morning because there's a lot of people grabbing their coffees for them, drive into town. Um, did Biscuit make any noises at all? Biscuit, you can't say those things. I know, isn't everyone amazing, Vivian? Like, honestly. Hey, baby girl. Is it a ham quiche? She's licking her lips. Would you like a ham quiche? The little tiny mini. I'll show you. Oh, that's not a very pretty one. The little miniature ham, cheese, and tomato quiches. Just little bubby ones. All right, my love. She was very silent, good. I was worried she might be crying. I'm just going to stop at Guns and Smokes, and then we'll hit the road, and we'll get down to the vet not long before they open. It's worked out well. Okay, baby girl. Oh, it's so good to see you, B. I fucking missed her so much. She's my little buddy. I would have gone in there into Velvet. That's actually my preferred cafe, but they're crazy busy at this time of day because they're the best cafe in Sorel. But also their service is ridiculously slow because it's an eat-in cafe and they're kind of more into. Oh shit! Guns and Smokes isn't open yet. Bugger. What time do they open? If they open at 8, I'll wait here. Guns and Smokes. Yeah, they open at 8. It's 5 to 8, so I'll sit here and eat my quiches because I don't want to have to come back to Sorel today. I want to stay at home, so as soon as I get a message saying come and get your baby girl, I'm there, babes. Raven's a traitor. Let me scroll back up. She said you're crazy. Hey, we both are. Biscuit's a nutbag as well. Aren't you, Bubba? We're both crazy. This is warming my heart too, Morgan. Not just all of the love and the Shanna, the stale patient. I know that bloody stale hot cross bun. But you guys don't have hot cross buns. I had someone saying in chat, what the fuck is a hot cross bun? Guns and Smokes. It's my favourite shop in the whole world. It's got they sell guns. You can have a gun here in Australia, like if you are like a farmer or you need to have a gun for your job, like a cop, or a lot of our cops don't actually carry guns, just when they're doing their everyday kind of pottering around stuff. Or if you're an athlete that requires guns. So there are a couple of gun shops here. But yeah, the process to own a gun is pretty full on. Like, we don't have the right to bear arms, put it that way. I love all of you guys, and I love all the love. Crossbone is a raunchy way to describe someone's butt. No, I love that we can't have guns here, Morgan. It's the best. It's the best. But Australia had the opportunity to bring in incredibly strict gun regulations before every motherfucker in Australia owned one, which is why for you guys, because you've got the right to bear guns and arms and there's more guns than people in America, there's no point bringing in the kind of regulations that we've got. But I think what you guys need is to get a bit stricter with who can get guns, and also you need to, unfortunately, ramp up security wherever people are likely to go with guns. You can't get rid of them now. Like, it's not going to happen. So people who go live and talk about, America should follow Australia, you can't do that. You've had the right to bear arms in your constitution, and or is it in your Bill of Rights? I don't know, whichever one it is, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need a gun because you know kung fu. Hey, Casper. Yeah, we're civilized in terms of that, but we're not in other ways, as you know. Exactly, Morgan. Exactly. Um, I agree, Trixie. Nobody needs a high-powered gun. And if you look back at why the right to bear arms even exists, um, it wasn't so that people could be carrying AK-47s and blowing up schools and, you know. But yeah, so Guns and Smokes is a shop where you can buy firearms. Um, if you've gone through the processes. I mean, because I'm in a rural area, most people that would come in here to get guns, they're farmers. But there's no AK-47s sitting on a rack. They're your standard kind of farming rifles and so on. Yeah. I've made a few bear arms jokes like that in my day, and I've also had the right to bear arms with like a human being, but their arms are bare legs. Um, I like the hot cross bun comment. But the other thing this shop sells is really funky retro ashtrays, bongs, framed spiders, if you're into that sort of weird shit, and tobacco products. Hey, gorgeous. You're like, why aren't we moving? We're heading to the vet, Bubba. Poor little girl. She looks content and beautiful, but she still doesn't quite look herself. Yeah, and that would be smart, Morgan. Um, I wouldn't be able to cope with the responsibility of having a gun in my house. And people that do have guns here, they've got to be kept in safes. So if someone's breaking into your house, the way our laws are, you can't pull out your gun and shoot someone. Like, self-defense is only a valid defense here if your response is on the par with what's going on. So if someone's just like rocked up to your front door and you get your gun out and shoot them dead, you're fucked. It's murder. Right. I mean, you're fucked for doing it as well. But yeah, you'll be going down for murder. Exactly, Morgan. And that's what so many people in America say. It's like, yeah, I own a gun, but by the time I get to the fucker, game over. I have a rifle and two pistols. See, I couldn't handle that. The responsibility of having a gun and keeping it locked up and come on, Guns and Smokes, it's 1 minute past 8. Why aren't you open yet? But they also sell here. Thanks, Shanna. Good to see you, gorgeous. I love you. Have a beautiful Sunday. You sleep with a gun on your headboard? Holy fuck. Oh, kisses from Biscuit. Thank you, beautiful girl. We're just killing a little bit of time, sweetheart, because do you want to play with that? It's like a tissue, isn't it? She's like, no, I want the food. That smells good. Come on, boys, open the door. I just want to get supplies so I don't have to come back here later. They sell clothing too, like farmers' clothing, boots and raincoats and If I resist a burglar in my house, I'm likely to get done for attacking it. Exactly, Ruth. You know, self-defense is a really complicated area of law, and you know, once in a blue moon, somebody will do something and they will get let off for self-defense, but it's a hard thing to prove. Hey, Vicky. I feel like I should have brought one of her treats in with me. I could have sat outside the vets and given her that, but I don't want to mess with her food. I think it's more than 8 million, isn't it, Casper? Isn't it more like 17 million, or I don't know. Hey, baby girl. Look at you with your little paw with your bandages on it. Sorry, we're not moving quickly. All the lights have come on. I think the door's just been unlocked. I'm just going to wait for the guy to come out and put the flag out the front. Exactly, Morgan. Yeah, you don't have to be a Trump supporter to own a gun. I mean, it's Americans. It's your right to bear arms, but it freaks me the fuck out, especially because here, and because of a mass shooting that happened in this very place where I live and not far down the road from where I live, Port Arthur massacre. Ever since then, there's a massive gun, like people, an opportunity for people to surrender guns, and there's all these conspiracy theorists that say the government actually created the Port Arthur massacre to bring in the gun control, which is the biggest load of bullshit ever. But yeah. Hey, beautiful Emily. Oh, fuck, I saw a comment of yours. I can't remember what it was that I was going to respond to. You didn't know what's going on with B. It's all her potassium levels. She's in the car with me. Guns and Smokes are open. I'll just go and get my supplies, and then we'll head down to her vet because she's now left the emergency animal hospital and she's now going to go to her normal vet for final treatment and hopefully just for the day. But they don't open for half an hour. That's why I'm killing a bit of time. I'm just going to leave Biscuit alone again so you can get whatever goss you want about me out of her now. I'll be right back, Bubba. All right, no more. I wish you could spill the beans. Quick. Hello, baby girl. Let's go down to see Mel now, Bubba. Hey, all of you guys with animals, do your animals have like a million nicknames? You should see the little bag of stuff I've got. My God, I've got so many medicines and notes, and I think I'll be with Mel, or not Mel, it'll be Nerida. It's probably going to take her an hour to go through everything with me. I just asked Ben, who works in that shop, what their most powerful gun is, and they don't have any automatic or semi-automatic weapons in there. It's all just rifles and pistols. Yeah, nicknames. I know, God, with all of your cats too. I called George Poo Poo's. Several names for my dogs. Not for human consumption. Oh, come on, what about Doodlecock? What's Doodlecock's nickname? I mean, how could Doodlecock even have... Doodlecock doesn't need a nickname with a name like Doodlecock, which essentially means dick in Australia, or penis. I mean, that's doodles are dicks and so are cocks. Penis, dick. We're going to go down to Dodgers, Papa. Here, Papa. So Biscuit gets Biscuit, Vicky, Bix, Moogie, Bubba, Bubs, Flea, and Dot. I think that's it. Flea, Fleabag, and Dot. Not that she's got fleas, but Flea, not Fleabag, just Flea. And Dot. My sister calls her Dot because she's a dot. But we say, oh, isn't she a dot? Like, isn't she a cute little thing? Because dots are cute, right? Little Dot. Moogie, Bubba. She used to be Boomba, but she's not anymore. She's skinny now, so that nickname's gone. Oh, Doodlecock is Anton Dupeck. I never knew that. Anton Dupeck. Oh my God. George, Rosie, Luna, Pico, Lucky, Don, Maggie, Journey, and Rory. Cute. Don. Stop animal cruelty in the middle of all of those names. I love that there's Don. What is Don? No, not Morgie. Moogie. Moogie. Like Boogie. Don't blame it on the boogie. Moogie. My last cat, Oliver, who was also a tabby, who thought he was a dog, he was Tootie. Like Putty Chat, I suppose, but Tootie. And Biscuit's Moogie. And I don't know why that one happened and why it stuck, but it did. But if I write it, it'd go boogie. And it's like, no, it's Moogie. Like, blame it on the boogie, not blame it on the boogie. Blame it on the booger. So she does. She gets Moogie, Mooks, Mookster, Flea, Bubs, Bubba, and Dot. I'll have to read through all that. I love pet names. It cracks me up. Your pug was originally Wendy? Oh, sorry, I thought your pug was a little boy. I thought your pug was a dude. I apologise if I inadvertently gave your animal a sex change. Oh, you got a hedgehog called Pax. Cute. Hedgehogs are so cute. I love looking at photos of hedgehogs on the socials. I'm a godmother to a cat called Kevin McTurd, but I'm partly responsible for his name because when Susan rescued him, his name was Enzo. When they, as a baby, when they got him as a kid, and his name was Enzo. He's a tabby as well. But he's a little McTurd. He's a little turd. So I started calling him McTurd, and then one day Susan messaged me and said Enzo is now to be known as Kevin McTurd because he's like a former Prime Minister of Australia called Kevin Rudd, who was always here to help but was fucking hopeless. Like Kevin, Kevin's the cat that gets on the bed when you're making it and, sits right in the middle and anything you're trying to do, Kevin makes sure he makes it nearly impossible for you to do it. So he's now Kevin McTurd, and he's got a Facebook page, and on the page, one of the things that's on there that I love is the letter from the vet acknowledging the name change. So it's like, dear Kevin McTurd, brackets, formerly Enzo. It's very funny. And the vets, apparently, when Kevin goes to the vets thoroughly enjoy going out into reception where all the people are sitting there with their animals and saying, Kevin McTurd. Biscuit was already named when I got her, and there's no way I was going to change her name. A, because she knows it, but also it's just such a happy name. Like, it makes people smile. Whenever you say Biscuit, it makes you feel happy. And she does make people feel happy. It's a really cute name for an animal. So yeah, I wasn't going to change Biscuit, no way. Oh, she gets Fleet Marie too. I don't know why. Her middle name isn't Marie. It's actually Biscuit Boomba rations that Kevin McTurd's mother added rations to her name and then my surname. Biscuit Boomba rations, but we're not calling her rations anymore, or Boomba. But yeah, she gets Flea Marie too. I can't wait to read all of the animal names. But I think part of the fun of rescuing an animal from 10 lives, where I got Biscuit, is that they were already named, and unless they were a kitten, and I was like, yeah, that doesn't really suit. Like my friend Tan, who's got George, who I was talking about before, who's been in and out of hospital a lot, they rescued a little sister for him, and they couldn't pronounce the name that 10 Lives had given her. They didn't know the correct way to say the name, so they changed her name to Pixie Lightning. She's a little, hey, Bubba, guess where we are? I'll open the window a little bit. You might be able to smell the beach, Bubs. She's got a chicken with a deformed beak. Jet. I had a pet chicken when I was little called James. One of our dogs attacked James on my 12th birthday, and my dad had to set little James free. That was all very traumatic on my 12th birthday. I found James the chicken on the rocks down on the beach and took him home. And he was a happy little free-range chook. Until he met his fate, unfortunately, one of our dogs, I can't remember which one it was. My mum and dad, well, my mum used to name our pets after the wives of the Prime Ministers of Australia. So I think Sonia McMahon might have been, a spaniel might have been the one that set James the chicken free. They'd never seen a chicken before, and James was free range, and it all ended very badly. That's a great idea, Casper, to do a live and see everyone's pets. Let's do that. God damn it, let's make YouTube fun again. Hey, Casper, I saw an email from you too from the 28th of January, and I'm sorry I only saw it yesterday, but I was emailing from my Smooth Criminal Gmail and saw it. I wasn't ignoring it. That was right before Bertie died, and I just started my new job, and I wasn't being remiss, and I certainly, if I'd read at the time, would have been like, no, I'm kind of overloaded emotionally at the moment, but we'll chat about that at some point. Thanks for your email. But yeah, please don't think I deliberately ignored it. I literally saw it last night. But I've got a bit of healing to do at the moment as well. So healing vibes for everyone. We all have some healing to do, especially my little biscuit. Do you know where we are, mate? You need to my brother. Unfortunately, oh, you're hello. I know you've been such a good girl. It's a long trip, baby girl. But you know where we are? I think that was actually, she was singing with happiness that she can smell the beach. And now she's going to get really pissed off when we get to the beach. She's going to be like, oh, fuck. Almost home, but not quite. You're going to have a day at the vets, Bubba. I am setting out every vibe imaginable that I get to take you home with me this afternoon. I'm definitely going to narrow it down. That was the suggestion from Arvec. If her levels kept going up, she should be good to come home. Nerida will get her though. Nerida's awesome. She's very holistic and earthy and my kind of girl. So I'm going to go and see the lovely Nerida mid-bookie moon and I'll get all the last jobs at home that I can do while you're not there with doors being left wide open. And then hopefully you'll be home with Mum tonight. It's just so good to have you with me now. I missed you, Bobby. I feel so bad. There was a couple in there with me the other night and they brought their cat and she was making the most terrible noises and sounded like she was in a lot of pain and the vet did an ultrasound to find out what was causing it. It looked like she was going to have to be put down. And, oh God, I felt so sad for them. So I gave them a hug before I left, even though we're not meant to technically with social distancing, but there's no COVID in Tassie at the moment, so they needed a hug badly. And then they had like an hour and a half drive home, probably without Lily with them. I was so heartbroken for them. I feel incredibly blessed that Biscuit's issues were fixable, and even though I haven't had her around me for the last couple of days, she's ultimately going to be home with me very soon. But yeah, I love that idea, Casper, of pet life would be hilarious and gorgeous. We can meet everybody's floofs. I'll have to get everyone to email me pictures of their pets so I can put them up. That'd be fun because there's so much. We've all come in. We've all sort of connected through different communities, but the reality is, it doesn't matter which community you found on YouTube. The same awful stuff is going on in all of them. Oh, look at that beautiful puppy, a red heeler. I love red heelers. Yeah, it seems every community has the same kind of bullshit going on in it, and there's a lot of friendships falling apart, and I can't invest in that. I think that friendships are so fickle and so easily ended on YouTube, and fucking fight for your friendships, suck it up. Put your anger to one side if the friendship means something to you, and fix it. Don't just feed into the whole drama shit and give all the subs more stress and more drama to witness when it's friendships that a lot of your subscribers love. There's a few creators that have had massive falling outs, and it looks like there's a few more. And two of them are people that I'm really fond of, and the thought of their friendship ending, I'm sad, and yeah, it's fucked over this Diane bullshit. Like, really? Don't let that woman fuck up your friendships. If they're real friendships and they mean something to you, fight for them. But yeah, I think we're going to have to do a floof parade. That'd be so much fun. So yeah, smoothcriminalchannel@gmail.com is my email address. Smoothcriminalchannel, all one word, @gmail.com. This is the vet up ahead, this beautiful house with the, I don't know what you call them, I call them egg chairs. This is where we're going to be for the next little while. Biscuit's like, oh fuck, I know this place. Are you kidding me? Hey, baby girl. I just have to sit in the car for about 8 minutes. But yeah, feel free to email me pictures and the names of your floofs, and we'll do a pet parade. Right, I'm just going to get all the names of the animals to have a bit of a laugh. I'll go back up to Doodle Doddle Dickhead per Jasmine. No lectures, Casper, about the smokes. That's something I'm not focused on at the moment. Fear not. I think I'm allowed to be doing something fucking stupid at the moment, considering what I've been dealing with. Don is a tiny thing with no tail. Pepsi's a German Shepherd and Mila is Border Beagle mix. Blackie, Abner, Julius, Daisy, Mouse, Winter. Oh, they're great names. Got Wendy the Pug. Don and Mogwai or Moggy have no tails. Rue and Lucy are my dogs, and Pax is my hedgehog. Cute, Tracy. My friend Shannon, who was in the chat when I was driving into town this morning, she's got a dog called Lucy. Oh, yeah, Chili Cha-Cha. Sorry, I love Chili Cha-Cha. I love pet names that make you smile and laugh. Where are we, Bee? Where are we, Mookie? Oh, good girl. I'm so happy to see you, Bubba. Seamus, Shamu, cute Emily. Yeah, Biscuit gets called a boy all the time, so I feel really bad that I did that. Not that it bothers me if people call Biscuit a boy. She's got resting bitch face, but she's very pretty in the flesh. Used to have a chook, CFD. Your dogs, Romeo, Medusa, Ozzy, and Chachi. Cute Raven. Oh, chicken for dinner. Bucko. Boxer, Jackson. Oh, lost him too. Oh, no. Morgan. I didn't know about that. We have an asshole mini pin named Minnie. She'll probably live 20 more years. I know the names are great, aren't they, Scout? We have Jet the chicken. I have a Jack Russell terrorist. Oh, yeah, they are terrorists. Yeah, Wendy the pug puppy doesn't move. Chili Cha-Cha's great. I'd get a Chihuahua just so I could give them the Chihuahua a fun Mexican name. Don gets called Donathan, Mogwai's Moggy, George is Poo Poos or Georgie, Rosie is Roro, Journey is Jones, Rory is Roringtons, Lucky is Wookie, Luna is Lou or Looney, Piku or Looney, Pico is Pex or Peckman. They're awesome. Great idea though, Casper. I'm going to do the pet live. Gigi, Meanie, Lulu, Grizzly, Tigger, Frady, Nugget, Puppy Cat, Chester, Fluffy, Orange Cat. So cute, Raven. Puppy Cat. My Biscuit's a puppy cat. Yeah, Puppy Cat Morgan likes it too. This looks like it was filmed in 1912. Well, it was, Reese M. Yeah, please do send photos of your babies. I'll definitely do a pet live. It'll be so much fun. We're doing good, Reese, and everyone in chat's amazing. Seamus was originally named Caliburn. No way I was yelling, Cal. Yeah, my friends, when they got their dog that they actually named Anise, like Star Anise, but when they were going through names, there's a character in Lord of the Rings called Erwin, and one of them was like, "Oh, I really like the name Erwin," but then the other one's like, "We're not standing in a park calling out Erwin, Erwin." All the junkies will come a running. A cat that begs for human food and drools. Hey, Bee. She's lying down. She's like, "This is really boring. What are you doing?" We're just waiting for the vet to open, my love. 3 more minutes. Oh no, Morgan. I can't imagine that. I was gutted the other night at the emergency hospital when they came and got Biscuit and took her away. And I was like, "Can I come with you?" And they're like, "No, no, no." And I was like, "Oh, because the vet's here, you get to go in with them." And then they were like, "She's going to be fine. We'll keep her here for the night." And I was like, "Oh, can you say goodbye to her for me?" Hello, Moogs. We're just waiting for the vet to open, my darling girl. You've been a good girl. We do love our floofs. Floofs are the best. Got a painting from your sister 2 days after I was chilly for your birthday. It defines resting bitch face. Call of the Void. No, this isn't true crime. Not today, anyway. Call of the Void. I'm just live because my subs are very fond of my cat, who's very much part of my channel because she attacks me when I go live from home. Anyway, she's been unwell, and I just super early this morning had to go and pick her up from an emergency vet, and now we've just arrived at her usual vet. I love dogs too. I love all animals, but yeah, so that's what's going on. It's really just to hang out and support each other, talk about our animals. Maple, Sandy, BB, and Nero are our cats. Okay, well, Biscuit gets BB because she was Biscuit Boomba. She's Biscuit Skinny now. Thanks. Oh, yeah, Morgan's explain it. No, I'm Tasmanian, mate. I'm Australian. I don't say fush and chops. Luna's a tabby, terror bags. Tabbies are the best. Oh, you want to do the Lord of the Rings hike in New Zealand? I've heard it's amazing. I mean, New Zealand's amazing whether you do the hike or not. Oh, Call of the Void, that's really lovely. It is a wholesome live stream. You've done the Lord of the Rings tour, Call of the Void. Hit the subscribe button. We like you. You fit in. You've just rocked up and like, this ain't true crime, but it's a wholesome channel. It is pretty wholesome. We've got a lot of love in my channel. It's not a massive channel, and yet it's one of the biggest hearted communities on YouTube by a country mile. Right, it's 8:30, so I'm going to actually get my little babes out of the car. Oh my God, that sounds amazing, Call of the Void. Welcome to my channel. Do hit the subscribe button because, yeah, we've got an incredibly supportive, loving, and really funny community. Like, everyone's fun, and we'd love to have you hang out with us another time. I'm going to take Biscuit in, send out positive vibes that I get to take her home with me tonight so my little puppy cat can come home. But here's Hannah just arriving now. So yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for holding my hand and Biscuit's paw. I'll go back through chat and read any other animal names that I missed, and I will set up a live for us to talk about our floofs very soon because they're the best. Birds, dogs, cats, rabbits, monkeys, whatever you've got. Thank you for subbing, Call of the Void. Welcome. We do a lot of things on this channel. And I have got another channel called Smooth Criminal Podcast. I do a bit of true crime over there as well. So, yeah, I'll be ramping up my channels again very soon. I've been a bit overwhelmed with the loss of some friends and a very sick cat. But grey skies are going to clear up. Feel better, Biscuit. Love you guys again. Thank you so much. I would honestly be lost without you. Until next time, stay groovy, be kind, and compliment someone today. Even a random stranger. And on that note, I had a rooster named Ralph. I love you guys. And so did Ralph. Oh, you've got a greyhound. Oh, we'll talk about greyhounds one day. They're a magical animal. They're like snakes. How they're so, and not in a nasty way. Like, I find snakes mesmerizing. The way, the physicality of a greyhound, the way they move, and they act. They're so different to any other dog. They're stunning. All right, bits. Beautiful peeps. Love you all. I'm going to take Vicky in. She loves you too. We'll see you all again very soon.